The Middle of the Pack Podcast.
Welcome to episode 21 of the Middle of the Pack Podcast. And there you can hear the shimmering sleigh bells. It's Christmas Eve, and what an episode we have for you this week. We have a few of our previous guests coming back onto the show to just talk about their Christmas wishes. Now, some have hoped and wished for peace on earth, and other people have just talked about just getting an Adidas Adizero Pro 4 pair of runners. It's interesting the different perspective people have on what they want for Christmas. There's no right or wrong answer. I know I certainly think it can be difficult sometimes as a runner to get a gift, because we'd often just get a pair of socks or chafing gel, which is okay. And I know for people buying for runners, it can often be very difficult as well. So on this week's show, we're just going to talk about gifts and good gifts for runners as requested by some of our previous guests. So it's interesting to hear, as I said, their perspective on what I had asked for them. I just simply said, send me a voice message of what you would like for Christmas gift idea. Now, we have got Tara Wilson from Women Who Run Ireland, easy for me to say, and she has given an extensive list. So she works in the Run Hub, so has the advantage, and said she would ask people as they're buying things, is that for a gift? So we will give Tara a little bit of a separate space as such. But we'll kick off tonight's show with one of our earlier guests. This is Clodagh O'Neill, and if you remember Clodagh, she had started from just basically never running a park run and going straight into running the marathon. So this is Clodagh and what she would like for Christmas.
Hi, Padraig, how are you? My running wish list this year is quite extensive. Santa would be a busy man if it was all to come true. But number one on my list would be a number for Dublin Marathon. Like so many, I was quite unlucky this year and I didn't get a place in the ballot, but look, we'll keep the hope. Number two would be the Asics Mega Blast. I would love them as a racing shoe. They're getting great reviews. They come in such an array of colours and styles. So I'd love a pair of those. My next item would have to be the Nike Aero Swift shorts. I just think they're the perfect pair of running shorts. They're so light that on a rainy day, they dry within 5 minutes of the rain stopping, and on the hot days, you're nice and cool. So they absolutely have a place on my list. Next would be a Garmin Forerunner with music, because I'm still lugging my phone around on my runs, because I do need some sort of music running, especially on the long runs. Which brings me on to my next item, which would be the Shocks earphones, because I'm still using Apple AirPods, which isn't ideal because they are noise cancelling and they're not allowed for lots of different races. So that would be my list this year. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and no doubt I'll see you out there racing next year. Thanks, Padraig. Bye.
Thank you to Clodagh. Yeah, what a good and extensive list. It is interesting because some of those things, obviously not the Nike Aero Swift shorts, they're a bit too feminine for me. But I did get a pair of Shocks earphones last Christmas, and it was about 2 Christmases ago actually, and they've stopped working, but they are brilliant. So on my list would be a replacement. There is she mentioned getting a Garmin. There is that big competition now between Garmin and Chorus. I'm an Apple Watch Ultra user, so I still might be in the market for upgrading at some stage, but I really do love it, particularly as Clodagh pointed out, for music. So yeah, that's particularly good for me. You'll hear a number of people have asked for numbers or vouchers for races, and that's an interesting one that I hadn't thought about before. But our next guest that we had on was Fleming, and what a really popular episode. Well, she was actually on for 2 episodes. One, she was on just talking about her life and running through chaos, I think we called the episode. And then afterwards we had her on for an episode where she was working as a nurse in the medical tent for Dublin. Thankfully, I didn't need to see her at the Dublin Marathon, but I know the job that she does is such a wonderful It's just a wonderful vocation. I think we discussed that in the actual episode. I know Laura has recently moved in with her partner, has a blended household, so we wish her all the best for that. But let's have a listen to her wish list for Christmas and see if there's any more gift ideas from Laura Fleming.
Hi, Porrick. How are you? Happy Christmas. I hope you have a lovely one. And 2026 brings you all the running gifts and dreams that you are hoping for. For Christmas this year, as a runner, what would I love? I would love a carbon plated pair of runners because I've never had one. For my marathon in Belfast in May, I would love an entry to Valencia Marathon next year. I've entered the ballot, so it would be amazing to get that in the ballot. And I would love an injury-free running 2026 and possibly a sub 4:15 or 4:10 marathon. And that's, I think, what I would like for Christmas. If I was on Santa's good list for that, they're definitely my top things for it. But mainly just a happy running journey for 2026. I think life is so short, it can change so quickly. For us, just being appreciative of what we have is just so important. So yeah, and happy Christmas to you and all the other podcasters that have joined you this year and everyone that listens to you, and happy running journeys for 2026.
Thank you, Laura. That is another wonderful list. I know when she was on the episode, we did talk about the game changer that carbon plated runners are, and I know I just love them for the advantage they give you. It's not necessarily that you'll run so much faster. It's more that I see them as an assistance as well, because particularly when you're running a marathon, it does give you maybe 3 or 4 minutes over the whole time, but anything that helps is great. Next up, we have Sinead Power. Now, Sinead has been a huge support to the podcast. I get regular messages, and every time I get messages about the podcast, it's much appreciated, and it really is encouraging. And Sinead is one that will retweet, she'll post, she'll message people if she thinks they'll be interested in an episode, and is always very supportive. And every time I meet her at the running track or at a park run, yeah, it's just always wonderful to get her feedback. So this is Sinead Power. And at the time, she was worried that she's more of a back of the pack runner. She was worried that she might confuse the listeners. But really, I know it's entitled Middle of the Pack Runner. But the podcast, as you know, if you've listened regularly, is all about celebrating everyday runners. And Sinead Power is certainly one of those.
Hello, Padraig. It's Christmas Eve, so I'm looking forward to some downtime at Christmas. Also looking forward to getting out, doing a little bit of running over Christmas, couple of races on. Really looking forward to the Goal Mile on Christmas morning, along with the park run. It's just a nice start to Christmas Day, and a few other bits and pieces along the way. Regarding Christmas gifts, from a running perspective, I'm going to be getting some race entries and some running shoe vouchers. So I'm looking forward to getting those. Also looking forward to spending time with family and maybe not setting the clock some mornings. And I think that if we keep moving somewhat over the Christmas, we'll find it easier to get going again in the new year. So happy Christmas, everyone, and I hope everybody enjoys their Christmas, and I'm hoping to see many of you in Cork out on the roads at Christmas. And it's the only time we can legitimately wear Christmas trees on our head, so I'm going to have my Christmas tree on my head for some of it. Okay, happy Christmas, everyone.
That is Sinead Power. That is, again, great list. Race entries, running shoe vouchers, but I do like the time with family because I think that's really important as well. Now, I won't be wearing a Christmas tree on my head, but I definitely wear a Santa hat and a Christmas-themed running shirt for the park run on Christmas Day. That's in Ballincollig Park Run. If you look up the park run websites, maybe your local park run will have a park run on either Christmas Day or New Year's Day. They often do extra special ones, so have a look out for that, because a great way to spend just a quick half an hour, 45 minutes with your running friends on Christmas morning. So yeah, I will definitely see Sinead Power at the Christmas Park Run, and I hope she will have Christmas trees on her head. Next up, we have Tara Wilson, and from the social media platform Women Who Run Ireland. Really popular episode, and it is interesting that she's coming after Sinead, because it was Sinead Power who introduced me to Tara, and the chat that I had with Tara Wilson was great because we were very similar in our thought process. Obviously, she has a website about celebrating women in Ireland and women who run, and if you listen to the episode, you'll realise that, you know, there's issues and things that they talk about or they share that they want to keep it exclusively for women, and that's brilliant. But we did talk about the fact that as a running community, we do need to celebrate the everyday runner, to recognize the everyday runner. And, you know, when we talk about some of these gifts, whether you're doing a 5K in 35 minutes or 40 minutes, or you're doing it in 19 or 20 minutes, we're all running together. We're all in this community together. Now, Tara works at the Run Hub. So not only does she have that social media platform, she works at the Run Hub. And when I asked about gifts for Christmas to put on this Christmas Eve special, she had said that she would talk to guests, as there are guests, customers. I've got a podcast hat on. She would talk to customers and ask them if it was for a gift, and then kind of keep an eye on what people were buying as gifts for runners. So Tara's is less about what she wants for Christmas and more about, I suppose, what people were buying at the shop. And a good list of running gift ideas from Tara Wilson from Women Who Run Ireland platform. This is what she had to say.
So for gift ideas this year, how about some moisture wicking running socks or anti-blister socks, running gloves, lightweight, touchscreen compatible, running beanie hat or a headband keeps the ears warm on winter runs, reflective armbands or ankle bands, essential for safety in low light, hydration and recovery, water bottle, electrolyte sachets or tablets, kinesiology tape handy for injuries and recovery. Or what about some recovery sliders, just what the physio ordered after a long run, marathon or ultra? For tech, how about a Garmin or Coros watch? The Pacer 4 is out at the minute for tracking runs in progress. Music, what about Shock Open Air earbuds? Listen to your favourite music or podcast, middle of the pack on the run. Reflective vest adds visibility during the winter evening times. What about some nutrition, some protein bars or running gel? You can buy boxes of Morton's gels, boxes of 12, wrap them up, makes a great gift. Or what about precision gels, 15 in a box? Race numbers are an entry to a race that you've been meaning or wanted to do. So nothing screams, I believe in you more than a race entry to an event. Better still if it's abroad, somewhere like Rome, Barcelona, Malaga, Ibiza, and the festive feeling will reside inside your soul long after Christmas has gone. So weekend away would be nice with a nice race number. Even better if you can share the experience, miles and memories with somebody else, a friend or a partner. So that's my top gift guide this year. Something else, what about some anti-chaff balm stick and Goodor sunglasses? Absolutely. That winter sun can be blinding. So last minute gift ideas, not only for Christmas, for birthdays or any time of year really, where you want to surprise the runner in your life with something nice and to give them some motivation. Wishing you all the best for 2026. Injury free. Keep it real. Talk to you soon. Tara from Women Who Run Ireland. Take care. Ciao.
A great list there from Tara. Thank you very much for your time and doing that bit of research in your shop. And yeah, that's much appreciated. Some great gift ideas there as well. I have to say the recovery sliders are definitely something that I got for my birthday this year and loved them. And I also got a pair of recovery what are they called? Yeah, but I got 2 pairs anyway. And after a long run or after any run, in fact, I wear them nearly all the time now. They're brilliant. They're really good. Next up, we had Eamon Kearney. Now, Eamon, Irish sober strider, an Irish connection. Well, he is from Ireland. He's living out in America now, so we had a bit of a time difference issue at the time. Well, it wasn't an issue. It was just that he was 2:30 in the afternoon. I was 7:30 at night. We managed to get in touch. Fabulous episode with fabulous stories about how he met his half-brother, how they ran together, how he gave his mother away. Yeah, it was a super emotionally charged episode. And so this is what he had to say about his Christmas wish all the way out in America. And as you'll hear, it's a lot colder than it is here. A lot more challenges than just the rain. If you saw some of my recent posts, you'll know that I've become very anti-rain. I'm not so worried about cold or warm weather training, but when I see the rain lashing down, it really just dulls the motivation. I don't mind if I get out running and it starts to rain during the run. It's having to start when it's raining really messes me about. So I'm always looking at the weather forecast to see if there's a window that I can get out, and yeah, I don't always get it right. So this is Eamon Kearney from the podcast, or from the Instagram Irish Sober Strider. He's on TikTok mainly, actually. And this is what he had to say about Christmas.
Hi, Pádraig. How you doing? It's Eamon Kearney here, just touching base on my Christmas wish list. I would absolutely love a bib for the New York Marathon in 2026, but I'm highly doubt Santa will be able to deliver that. So in lieu of that, it's pretty cold over here at the moment. Lots of snow and ice, and temperatures are way low. So we're in the depths of winter. So any thermal running gear at all. And then I'm always in the market for new running shoes too, as well. I go through a few pairs of those a year. So as many of those I can get, the better. But hope you're doing well. Hope you have a great Christmas, you and your family. And thanks for having me on the podcast. And I hope we get to chat soon.
Thank you, Eamon. Another great list of gifts and gift ideas. And I have to say, the running race entries are popping up a lot. So I need to look into that and see if there's a way that you can get maybe an Athletics Ireland gift card, or there's a way that you can source getting race entries, or maybe you just look at the racing calendar ahead. Next up, we had Cleaner Rowan. And a fabulous episode. It was only one of the recent ones, so maybe some people haven't listened to that yet. I know from talking to people, they talk about the fact that they've been trying to listen to episodes in sequence. So some people say, I'm up to episode 15, or I'm up to episode 16. So we are getting to some of the more recent guests, and Cleana's episode was hugely popular. And let's have a listen to see what she had to say about Christmas wishes and Christmas gifts.
Hey, Pork. So this is like the third time I've gone to record this because I was quoting wrong years. I'm so confused. Anyway, we're going to try again. So I may have splurged in the Black Friday sales and bought myself a pair of new racing shoes. So they're not on my list. I think what I'd like for Christmas is to do one of those VO2 max or lactate threshold tests, just to get a more accurate idea of what heart rate my easy runs should be at. I am a sports science graduate, so I'm kind of nerdy and into all of that kind of stuff. So I think that's what I might get myself for Christmas. And then a lactate testing kit that I could play around with myself and guinea pig a few of my buddies if they'd let me. And the other thing I would wish for, knowing you can't actually get this and it's hypothetical and it's all that, but I would love for 2026 to be a healthy one, and one where I get to run the way I got to run in 2025, mostly injury free and able to target all the events I'd hope to do, and that things stay calm at home, and that I just have the ability physically, and that the nervous system lets me do all of what I want to do But I promise not to be greedy and try and make it do everything I want to do. But I'd be happy to meet it halfway. So yeah, that's what I would like for Christmas. Happy Christmas to you and to all the family and to all the listeners. I really enjoyed listening to the podcasts on my runs. That's my midweek run podcast. So it's been great. Really different guests. So I really enjoyed that. So I wish you the best of luck in 2026 and in its growth and continuation. And yeah, just thanks for the nice feedback from the podcast we did together. So Nolly Conna from County Galway. Slán.
Thank you, Cleona. Great list there again, as always, and much appreciated. In fact, I appreciate everybody that has sent a message through. It's a really busy time of the year, and I know people find it difficult to get the time. I messaged most people about this. I got plans for a New Year's show as well, so I didn't message everybody, but those that did, I know they're busy. And Caroline Coffey is up next, another extremely busy guest. So she gave me her list and another recent episode. So have a listen and let's see what Caroline has to say.
Hey Padraig, Caroline here. So what I'd like for Christmas, as cheesy as it sounds, I have absolutely everything with my beautiful family and the kids are so excited for Christmas. But if it was something running related, I would love running on these cold, icy mornings when my body just won't warm up. Happy Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Caroline. Short but sweet. As I said, I don't really mind the cold. It's the rain, so maybe if I could get some sort of waterproof hat, waterproof coat, that wouldn't make me sweat profusely. That would be probably appreciated as well. Next up, we had John Calabrese, and I was calling him Calabrese. I should have clarified or asked him to clarify before he came on again. But if you remember his episode where he talked about turkey trots and some of the wild ultras that he did. But here is his Christmas wish list all the way from America.
Happy holidays, John here. So this is kind of tough. There's a lot of things I could use for running. I'm lucky and I have most of it though, but what I need that would help me out greatly is like ultra sign up gift cards so I can get race bibs for some races coming up. Because, you know, with a new race season, there's so many races coming up and you have to pay for them all. I could use gift cards to pay for these races. That would be incredible because it's a lot of anxiety having to pay for your races every year, especially if you do a bunch of them. So yeah, I need money to pay for races and an ultra sign up gift card would be great.
Thank you, John. And if you saw his episode or listened to his episode, you know, he went from being caring to crazy to doing weird races to just normal races. They did some really weird runs and some wonderfully long distances. But yeah, it was a very fun episode. The final guest that we have on was my final guest, the last guest that we had. I was delighted to be able to welcome Rory O'Hagan to the show. Rory interviewed me when I was a leader with the Runner's Diary podcast for the Cork City Marathon. And it was such a wonderful moment that he was then able to come on the show for the 20th episode and share his running journey with me. I was delighted that he was willing to do that. A very busy man, very busy life. And yeah, so here's his Christmas wishes. And yeah, if you know Rory, you know he's such a great guy, such a gem really for the running community in Cork. And as I said, this is his Christmas wishes for 2026.
Hello to all the Middle of the Pack podcast listeners. Happy Christmas to you all. This is Rory O'Hagan, guest from episode number 20. And huge congratulations to Padraig on reaching that incredible milestone as well. For Christmas, I would like my back to be better so I can go back running properly. And I suppose what else I would like for Christmas is just for everyone to reach their running goals for next year, for everyone to enjoy their running, for everyone to get out and about, and for anyone who's thinking about starting running, anyone who's thinking about joining a club, anyone who's thinking about signing up for that marathon. I just want you all to do it. Be brave. Put your worries to the side go out and do it. Sign up for that race. Talk to the people in the club that you want to join. And put on your runners and get out for a run. Happy Christmas to you all. Have a great, great 2026. I'm sure I'll see you all on the roads very, very soon.
I'm sure we will, and I will make it my business to get out for a run with Rory over the course of 2026. If not before, well, not before 2026 maybe, but definitely at some stage during, maybe once or twice, rather than just trying to get one. So that was a great list that we've had from all our guests. Do hope you've enjoyed the show. We've had a lot of people asking for numbers for marathons, whether it's for Dublin or for New York or for ultra races, but it was certainly a regular list item amongst the list for people. We had different shoes. I know for me it is Adidas Adizero Pro 4s, if I can get them. There were Asics Mega Blasts were mentioned, running shorts were mentioned. Shox earphones came up quite a lot. And then for the more expensive, we have the Garmins or the Chorus or the Apple Watches. Tara Wilson had a great idea of gels. I mean, Precision and Morton, she mentioned to have got 15-pack running gels. Again, great. Gooder sunglasses came up there somewhere along the line. And I have to say I've got a couple of pairs of them, if not 3. And I do find them, they're running glasses can be really expensive, but Gooder aren't really expensive. So they are affordable enough to have 2 or 3 different styles, colours. Running shoe vouchers came up quite a lot. So yeah, that's important. But I think one of the important things at Christmas time is to have that time where you have time to smell the flowers, or time with your family, or time where you can just reflect on the year, using Christmas as a time of reflection, a time remembering what Christmas is all about. And we can get so much caught up in the commercial side of things that we might miss the important things of time, family. I don't want to say peace on earth because that sounds like that kind of corny message, but it is important to think about the real meaning of Christmas, but also remembering to get out there and enjoy and keeping your running journey going over the Christmas period. So I do hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. I know I've enjoyed bringing it to you, and I have to say we will speak to you all again next week on the Middle of the Pack podcast. But for this week, thanks for listening, and have a happy Christmas, everybody, and keep on running.